present our recent research entitled CRISP-DM for Data Quality Improvement to Support Machine Learning of Predicting Stunting in Infant and Toddler. This is a part of our research led by Dr. Fedri Ruluwedrata Rinawan. He's from Public Health Department from University Pajajaran atau UNPAD. And my name is Purbasari. I'm from Informatics Engineering Department, Universitas Pasundan. And there are some our team that help Dr. Fedri do their research, but this is part of my research to help Dr. Fedri using machine learning of predicting stunting in infant and toddler. In this session, I will present introduction about stunting, and we call Posyandu, and there are iPosyandu application. And then we talk about machine learning that already heard during this conference. Yeah, since the morning we talk about machine learning, and then I will introduce CRISP-DM that we use in this research. There are results and discussion, especially about the part of CRISP-DM, which is data understanding and preparation. And then we will discuss about opportunity for future work. Stunting is the problem of short children. It is the one of the problem that exists in the world today. In last session and last presentation, we talk about COVID, and then I will talk about stunting, because the stunting is condition of failure to achieve physical development measured by height according to age. This is caused by several factors consisting of both direct and indirect factors. And actually in Indonesia, there are a rather high number of stunting conditions, 30.8%. And in West Java province, we have 29.2%, and the highest in Sumedang Regency, about 41%. This is very high number that we have to do together to decrease it. And we know about Posyandu. They are a bridging between the community and community health center called Puskesmas. The Posyandu is integrated service post and has been running for a long time in Indonesia and has a long-term goal of improving maternal and child health, which is also in line with Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. And there are applications about Posyandu called iPosyandu. This is part of research since 2018. This is collaboration research from Pajajaran University, Pasundan University, and Langlang Buana University, and Purwakarta District Health Office. This application is mobile application that developed and implemented in Purwakarta District Health Office for monitoring Posyandu data in Indonesia. There has been 3 years, and this is our goal to bridge from the community to national scale. So Dr. Fedri, our lead project of iPosyandu, have a dream to use this application to gain the data as much as possible and use in national scale. And this is iPosyandu application. This is the overview of iPosyandu application. That we can find it in Play Store, because iPosyandu application is mobile application that developed in Android. They are called cadre. that help input the data of the babies and toddler and also the pregnant woman, and they are called bidan or midwifery, and the puskesmas as well, that verification the data, and the data is processed and then presented in many other form that can be seen by the parent or other stakeholder, and also it push to the website that can be seen by various stakeholders that may concern about the data of the baby and toddler and also the pregnant woman, especially when we have to monitoring the improvement of the baby and toddlers. So we have to prepare if the baby will be stunting or not. And we can see as well in the iPosyandu application, especially in the website, we can see how many baby, how many toddler in stunting condition, and how many from them that maybe just stunting in this year, or maybe just get better than not stunting anymore. And this is iPosyandu application overview. And this application has been downloaded in various districts in our country, and it has been supported by Astra International since 2020. So the iPosyandu has been used by various puskesmas, not only in Purwakarta. So the data has been so increased massively recent year, and lead to the idea that we can use the data to predict or to prevent the stunting as earlier as possible, and we use machine learning approach. So this is the iPosyandu roadmap that machine learning take responsibility or take a part since 2020. So I've been helped Dr. Fedri to do machine learning for this iPosyandu. And our goal is this machine learning can predict the stunting as earlier as possible, so we can prevent many children, many baby and toddler from stunting. And we hope our research can be just not this year, next year, but for a long time. But we have faced the problem, as we know, many machine learning projects end up only a proof of concept and fail to be produced. This is the fact about our machine learning project. One of the reasons is the lack of well-defined process to follow. So in my opinion, that I wrote in my research, that we have to take care from the earlier phase of machine learning production. So we have to care about the data. So in this research, I use Eclipse DM to help our machine learning project. So the focus of this paper is about how the data that we have in Posyandu project, iPosyandu project, is it suitable or is it good enough for machine learning project in next step? Because the various person using it, especially we have user called cadre that maybe they have little bit low digital literation about how to use the application. And so Dr. Fedri asked me to help me using machine learning to predict stunting, but I think we have to do care about the data at first. This is a CRISP-DM method or CRISP-DM modeling. We start with business understanding. What does the business need? This is the very important question that we have to ask together. And we have data understanding and preparation. This is a two-stage that we will focus in this paper. And then we have modeling and evaluation and also the deployment. So we have some kind of staging in the research. I focus it in data understanding and data preparation at first. Then after the data, we have a data set that good enough to next stage modeling. We will do the complete CRISP-DM part of modeling, evaluation, and also deployment. When we talk about business understanding in ICAICTA data, we hope the ICAICTA data can be used to predict stunting, but as I mentioned before, we have to check the data quality from the ICAICTA application. So we can recommend feature improvement of the ICAICTA application, because this application also always enhancement and also develop not only mobile application but the web. We enhance many feature. Then we have to recommend what feature can should be in is ICAICTA application due the need of machine learning project. In data understanding, we have 192 table contained in the ICAICTA application. There are 5 major tables that we have to use in machine learning project. The baby's data, the posyandu data as well, and the examination or check-up monthly data that input by the cadre in each posyandu. In data preparation, we have to produce the data set that good enough for modeling classification. But in the process, I have many challenging because the data is very huge and many data that I have to clean. So I use Orange application to help me to check the data set and try to modeling a preliminary modeling, and the data is like other modeling. We have to divide into training data, testing data, and evaluation. And we have to define the target value of stunting. After the process, I found that we can produce the data set, and there are 22 features were selected to be used. So there are 192 tables for many use of application ICAICTA, and we can produce the data set of the babies and babies checkup, and we choose a 22 feature. We can use it for classification in machine learning. When we do the data cleansing and try to modeling it using Orange application, we have that we have 373 posyandu around Indonesia, and the data is gathered in this application about 75,000 data about infant and toddler, but 35% about the babies data. Babies data is I have to remove it because they are not complete, not complete enough, or they are redundant data, or many problem about the data. Maybe because it entry by the cadre that so the literacy of using this application maybe not good enough. So 35% in this application we have to remove it. And also in examination, there are 21% that the data has I have been removed. I have to remove it. So this is in this result summary, we can see that yes, so many feature that used to use and we have to improve it because this application is using by many people and will be improved because we want this application can be used by so many people around Indonesia. So this is a result summary about data quality aspect, especially when we do the data cleansing. And I also try using to do modeling using Orange application. I also using some of classification algorithm that already defined in Orange application. I use tree and neural network and naive Bayes, and we use training set and testing data set. Then we can do our prediction about how the baby will be stunting or not. But this is preliminary modeling because our focus is to see and to produce the data set that good enough for our next stage in machine learning project. So the conclusion and potential future work in my research, in data quality aspect, we can see that we have to add many handling feature in iPosyandu application, and maybe we have to do some user experience research about the user that use the iPosyandu, because we see there's so many data that cannot be used in next stage in machine learning project. We produce data set, but I see that in our data set in about baby and toddler, we can improve the data set as well. And because iPosyandu is during this pandemic, still we the district use it, the Puskesmas use it, the Kader use it, and so we have the data in 2020 and 2021, maybe not much as 2019. So we have to see the new data, then produce the new data set, and the data set will be prepared for classification. I already do modeling evaluation, although this is preliminary modeling. We can see if we use naive Bayes algorithm, it's slightly superior to the tree and neural net algorithm. This is how Orange predict, and it said that naive Bayes algorithm is just slightly superior. Maybe this is our focus in next machine learning project. If we have the data set that good enough to do the machine learning. As I already mentioned, we have 22 features. We can regroup and summarize that feature, so we have the other modeling. And I also use Orange application. It's very easy and useful. And but when we use it, we have to we have to focus in data set, and feature selection is the most important thing. And algorithm use is still required. We can see the use of CRISP-DM method can be studied further, specifically to support machine learning or for the medical domain. I also read some paper that some CRISP-DM that improve to support machine learning. And I see the paper about medical domain specifically to do machine learning project. And I think we can use it as our reference in next machine learning project. So in future work, we hope this website that ICAICTA have will add the feature of this machine learning. So the data, I don't have to use the Orange application or other application to do classification, but we will do it in our own website, because the data is come to ICAICTA database, and we have to do the prediction or classification as early as possible. So this is that we have been done. This is my presentation. Thank you very much for the time. So Ibu Ginar, I back to Ibu Ginar.
Running out of time, but I can take one question from the audience if there's any. Does anyone want to ask about this? Maybe I can ask one question, one simple question. How actually, what kind of data actually that capture, like what kind of factor that can show that it might be have like a stunting in infant or toddler? What kind of data in the Posyandu that capture?
So if we want to define the baby or the toddler stunting or not, we have to measure their height, and we compare it to their age. So the primary parameter is the height, but we also measure about their weight as well, because we call it a gizi buruk is the part of our research as well, not just only stunting, but the focus in this data set is about to predict the stunting.
So when I thought about like the data, the cleansing data that is not completed, what kind of data that is missing there?
Many cadre when measure the babies, they usually forget to input the height, because they already told that height only measure about 3 months once. So the data is missing, so I have to summarize in 3 months, because they have been told like that. So every month they just measure the weight, but the height is missing. We know that stunting need the height data.
It's very
something like that.
sensitive. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Okay, thank you so much, Bu Ai, for the presentation and the discussion. So we can give applause to Bu Ai by giving a reaction. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so next, the last presentation, the last paper is paper number 54 by Ahmad Alimuddin and Yusuf